Lock your doors and hide under your bed all you want. It won't protect you from a menace on the loose. A maniac at large that not even SpongeBob could catch. Mass surveillance, control, and censorship. It's now at our doorstep here. A place many have called home. YouTube. They've just announced they're rolling out AI in the US to detect if users are actually under 18, ignoring whatever the account's stated age is, and will apply restrictions to users it suspects are teens. And if it suspects that you are not over 18, it will restrict what you have access to, and the only way to overturn that is by providing identification. That sounds awfully familiar. Does that ring any bells to anyone out there? You know, with what's going on over in the UK at the moment? I would certainly hope so. If it doesn't, go give your doctor a huge pat on the ass and tell him that the lobotomy was very successful because you have lost all fucking brain function. It's now US citizens' turn to have the piss sucked from their balls here and all privacy completely thrown in the shitter. So, if YouTube's AI tools think that you're under 18, I hope you're ready to fork over your ID in order to continue to access certain YouTube content and features. When YouTube determines a user is teen or preteen, the site will disable personalized advertising, activate digital well-being features, and put stricter content filters as well as behavioral restrictions into place. Basically, YouTube will pop its titty into your mouth and breastfeed you here because your parents aren't fucking raising you. What a joyful, pleasant future where these greasy, greedy, ghoulish corporations are now going to be LARPing as your parental figures, deciding what you can and cannot access based on their estimation of your age. Because no longer are parents even expected to be parents anymore. The internet is now that. My papa is a fucking YouTube algorithm. It tells me what I can watch, what I'm allowed to consume. It's so fucking infuriating. The only thing here that makes any level of sense is like disabling personalized ads for kids, which is something I'm pretty sure the YouTube Kids app already does, which again, I don't even know why that app exists anymore with this effect, with this change going into effect. It's now just a redundancy if they're going to...
I mean, because the thing is this, right? YouTube Kids... I mean, like, he's saying, I don't know why they're pushing this when YouTube Kids is there. The thing is with YouTube Kids is you gotta go to that part of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that I'm all for what YouTube is doing, but for you to get to the YouTube Kids portion of that section, you gotta, like, look for it, and then you gotta find that section. If a kid grabs a phone off of, like, you know, a parent or, like, a random device, YouTube usually takes you to the regular YouTube. So I feel like I understand what he means, but yeah, the YouTube Kids app, you gotta like go out of your way to go find that shit. And kids are just clicking the YouTube app and just going straight into YouTube, where they're like showing a bunch of shit that could probably be like too mature for them, even though there is like age ratings on certain stuff. But I don't know. YouTube Kids do be having weird fetish videos. I don't know, bro. Then the parents should use parental controls to stop their kids. True. That's true. So if I watch one Roblox video, does that mean I'm a kid? Maybe. Routers have parental restrictions. True. But a lot of parents don't know how to do that shit.
Polymorph the main YouTube platform into basically catering to kids on it as well. It's fucking lunacy. It is not YouTube's responsibility to put the bumpers up in the bowling lane.
True.
The onus should be on the parents to ensure that their kids are not consuming harmful content on YouTube.
True.
It is crazy that YouTube is doing this. So they're using AI, which will assess a user's age via multiple behavioral factors, including what kind of videos the user searches for, the categories of videos they watch, and how long the account has been active per its blog post, which is very vague and also going to lead to so many accounts getting flagged as being under 18 that definitely are not. There are so many people in the Pokemon community, for example, that are adults. In fact, pretty much everybody that does Pokemon content online is like late 20s and early 30s at this point. It is like entirely an adult market, but it is a child IP.
It's not just parents, but it's also the fact that some channels have hidden videos of gore and other shit.
Really
Parents are supposed to keep tabs on their children, but along with YouTube doing their easiest fucking job, monitoring videos and channels that do have harmful content.
Yes. I feel like the reason they just not gonna let that shit rock. Parents supposed to be doing it. That's the hard part, bro. I feel like that's true 100%. The parents are supposed to be doing it, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of like the parents are supposed to be doing it, but then I feel like one, the kids will always find a way to circumvent that shit if it makes any sense. And two, not trying to give parents an excuse, but parents is working all the time type shit. Like in this economy, bro, they got these parents working. You said parents should make their kids watch Super Mario Bros. Z. You said this is why the government push is awful, because they're just abusing this shit for their own personal goals. Exactly, which is true. because the government is trying to give this. Because look, the government right now is trying to give it off as like, we care about the children. We're doing this to protect the children. But in all actuality, they're kind of like doing this so they could like look into your shit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming off as, we care about the kids, but give us all your information. So, I don't know, bro. He said, I remember my mom trying to put some privacy shit on my tablet back then, and I got it off by just restarting
retro,
it.
We both come from the era of downloading things onto the PSP. So you're right, when there's a will, there's a way.
No, that's what I'm saying too. That's why I said earlier, Owl, where I was like, even though you could put like, right, like a YouTube Kids app and then be like, you could only watch this shit and restrict. Because look, like what you said, back in the day, I'm about to get a little goony, right? Back in the day, PSP, bro, if you wanted to watch some disgusting content, bro, the PSP had a browser, bro. The possibilities were endless. It was like, bro, even with the PS Vita, bro, yo, right? Yes, PSP had PSP back in the day, there was a browser. Yo, they had full videos, girls getting backs blown out, and we watching that shit on the PSP, and you could download the videos on that shit. The PSP, you could save the videos onto your freaking your M2 Duo Stick, whatever the fuck that shit was called, bro. And then it's like, that's why, bro, PSP was crazy too, because then it's like, if you put the M2 Duo Stick in an adapter and then you hooked it up onto your PC, bro, and you had a friend that had mad gooning videos on his PSP or on his flash drive back in the day, all he had to do was just drag and drop that shit into your fucking stick and then just give that shit back to you, and he's like, bro, here's the shit. That's why I said, bro, I made friends with one of my friends in high school because all that dude had was hentai images of Smash Bros characters, like in my high school. Bro, this dude had like files of just like Zero Suit Samus butt booty naked, Palutena butt booty naked. Insanity. Bro, PSP was ahead of its time back in the day, bro. I'm telling you. You said DS had the ability to, which they took away on the Switch. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the consoles when we were younger, they gave the consoles the ability to have internet browsers, but then when they started realizing that you can go to certain websites to homebrew and hack your console, they took that ability away from a lot of consoles in the future. They were like, oh yeah, we're not giving the consoles access to the internet or like browsers, because you could just homebrew it and hack it from the browser. Sometimes all you have to do with some consoles is just put an IP address, 192.168, put a bunch of numbers in that bitch, 0.1.1653. Oh, that shit takes you instantly to a website, and it's like, do you want to hack your shit? Hit yes, hit download, a whole bunch of codes pop up and a bunch of lines just start hitting. Shit's already getting hacked, and then your shit just free. You said Wii U was easy to do that? You said same way they finally killed the web access on the PS5? Yeah. I know damn well Sony did not want browsers on the PS5 and shit because, bro, we could just hack that shit. But, yeah, bro. Like Owl said, if there's a will, there's a way. That's the hard thing right now with, like, a lot of stuff. There's a will, there's a way.
Dog, so I had a friend, this was back in 2013. He let me borrow his phone to play games on his shit cause mum was strict with phones. I open his phone. He forgot to clear it. 400 videos of downloaded amateur or home style.
Bro.
450 hours. Holy shit.
Bro, I'm telling you. He said 400 videos. 450 hours. That's insane, dude. That's insane, bro. I'm telling you. If there's a will, there's a way. That's a crazy thing, man. It's hard. I don't know. Because the thing is, too, is like, right? If they do implement this, I mean, they're basically implementing this, right? Now we got to all put our IDs, right? The youngins, they're going to find a way to circumvent that shit, bro. There's going to be like a... They're going to come out with like proxy websites and stuff that's going to like circumvent that shit. Because that was another thing I used to do. Yo, anybody who remembers this shit back in the day in like junior high school, and I'm talking like maybe between like the years of like 2006 I know I sound old as fuck. From like 2006 to like 2011, bro.
My cousin used to leave his PC open when and he was looking at the Teen Titans Booyah video. IYKYK. Why else would you have so many hours on the internet app on D's or mom?
Yo, on God, yup. The Booyah video is crazy. My man was hitting the Booyah, Booyah. Bro, okay, but when I was in high school, right? My school, not in high school, that was in junior high school. When I was in junior high school, my school had a system where they automatically blocked websites, right? If you try to leave anything that was like school related, like if you try to go to YouTube, it will block you. Twitter, it will block you. Facebook, it will block you. MySpace, it will block you. AOL Messenger, it will block you. But then there was a website that I used to remember as a kid. It was like a proxy website where it was like you had to go to like, I don't even know, like I'm just making up an example, like proxy.com. And it would take you to a website that looked mad fishy with like a search bar in it. And from that website itself, you put youtube.com in their search bar and it would circumvent the school system that blocked YouTube and it will put me into YouTube. And I'm like, yo, the website cracked the code and my teacher's thinking like, bro, we used to go on all types of crazy websites. We used to go to Albino Black Sheep, eBums World. We used to just play flash games, newgrounds.com, and we used to be seeing all types of crazy shit in the school computers. So that's why, like, no matter what, ultimately, even if they implement all this shit, there's a will, there's a way. They're gonna find a way to circumvent. We're gonna find a way to go around all this shit, no matter what. There's always a community of people that's just gonna, we could just get around that shit and just find another way. VPNs, though, I feel like if anything, I feel like VPNs are definitely gonna be on the skyrocket. Like people are gonna be like, get a VPN now. You said I got banned on Facebook? My homie legit pulled Mia Khalifa getting, oh no, Lord. You getting too descriptive, sir.
Or like Nintendo games, like any gamers that play Nintendo games, all of those will be like a strike against them that could end with their account being deemed like under 18 or something. It's going to be absolute chaos, I imagine. This technology will allow us to infer a user's age and
You said my cat? Why is Grim meowing? That's not Grim meowing. That's literally my, like, that's my sister's. Yeah, it's my sisters. They're yelling. My sisters are watching something. They're yelling. You said that's my cat? That's not my cat, bro. My cat doesn't meow. My cat is not necessarily a meower. He's a purr. You say I swear that's a meow? Nah, my cat purrs. My cat doesn't like to meow. My cat goes every time I see him, and I'm like, bro, what's up with you? Big purr.
That signal regardless of the birthday in the account to deliver our age-appropriate product experiences.
Wait a minute, bro. That's another thing. When does wrestling start? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I want to see day 2 of SummerSlam. I want to see day 2 of SummerSlam.
If the AI estimation is incorrect, YouTube says it will allow a user to verify their age with a credit card, a government ID, or a selfie. Wow, what saints? You get the privilege of providing your identification or your biometric data to YouTube in order to prove that you are actually over 18. Surely that's going to be like really secure and it's not going to be used for any kind of like tracking or anything like that. Don't be ridiculous. Fucking tinfoil condom conspiracy theorist. There's nothing wrong with forking over all of your identification and your credit card information to corporations or the government directly, so that way they can actively monitor you and censor you and basically control what you have access to. What's the big deal? It's so absurd, man. I cannot believe how quickly this is getting out of control. Like I told you,
6 o'clock in my time?
It is already
no.
touched down here and it hasn't even been a week. It hasn't even been a week. That snowball...
Bro, I wish I could watch that shit like... Man, I want to see that shit so bad, bro.
Has already become a full fucking shitstorm avalanche. It is terrible. It's scary. It's very scary. This article also mentions something else. The rollout of the new feature comes one day after Australia's government announced it would ban children under 16 from using YouTube, and less than a week after UK implemented the sweeping age checks on content on social media networks. YouTube was promised an exemption from Australia's social media ban last year by the then communications minister, but the Australian government said on Monday that the platform would in fact be included in the country's ban on children under 16 using social networks. The ban is slated to take effect in December. Google, YouTube's parent company, strenuously advocated against the Australian ban and has threatened to sue to overturn it. That subject they mentioned there about the Australian government banning kids from making social media accounts is a topic that I briefly touched on like a year ago, but in a nutshell, this is something I've said a lot. The entire landscape of social media has changed so much over the last like decade, like drastically, where I do think it is downright dangerous and detrimental for kids to just have unlimited access to things like Twitter, for example.
True.
So like I do think that it's not exactly a good thing to just have kids making social media accounts and just fucking rotting away on them. I do think that that is harmful, but there is no way of actually stopping that in a way that doesn't step on everyone's freedoms. And at the time, it just didn't even really dawn on me because the way it was being spoken about was just like, oh, don't worry, the methods we're coming up with are, you know, we're making sure privacy is still top of mind. We don't want to encroach on that. We're just trying to think of ways to, you know, help kids not get like sucked into social media degeneracy and all of that. And it, like when you hear that, you're like, okay.
Nah, because one thing I did hear too about the internet is Grok, where I heard a lot of people now depend on Grok and they talk to Grok every single day and they seek validation from like AI bots like ChatGPT and shit. And I'm like, huh? And there's a lot of people that are doing that shit. And I didn't know that. So many posts, people asking Grok, bro, yo, chat, no cap, to this day, I haven't asked Grok shit. I see people all the time being like, Grok, is this true? I'm like, at Grok, y'all asking Grok if something is true, just go search it up. Yo, hey, yo, at Grok, what's the sitch in this situation, Grok? At Grok, what? I haven't asked Grok for shit. Grok, stroke my Elden. Yo, I haven't asked Grok for a shit. That sounds insane, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds insane, Chad.
Meanwhile, the UK government is trying to guilt-trip the general public into not using VPN. SBC bypassing verification makes you apparently on the side of predators. I'm so tired of this BS.
Oh, what? They're trying to guilt-trip the general public for not using VPNs? Bitch, I'm using that VPN. Bitch, especially if I paid for that VPN. Some VPNs are expensive. If you paid for that VPN, use that VPN. I don't care. You're gonna have to find me then. They're gonna be like, oh man, who's using a VPN? Bitch, I'm in Germany right now. Psych, I'm in Canada. You're gonna have to find me. You say y'all pay for VPNs? Rios, give me that hookup. I didn't know that you didn't have to pay for a VPN. Rios, send me a DM, goddamn. Talk about y'all pay for VPNs. Grok is real. This is a big one. One of the politicians.
That like makes sense, but when you really stop to think about it and you stop and like really fucking smell it, it's very clear that there's no way of doing that without just stripping freedoms from everybody else. Like, how the fuck are you possibly going to stop that from happening? And it also shouldn't be the government's responsibility nor the platform's responsibility to ensure that kids aren't making those accounts. It is the parents. Like, no matter how you spin it, it should always come back to the parents. And what YouTube did initially, and what I thought was the right direction, was having a separate platform specifically for that age group, YouTube Kids. So that way, that group, those kids, would not be going to main YouTube. They would be on that platform, which is safe for them. And the parents' responsibility would be ensuring that they are on YouTube Kids, not main YouTube. But now what's happening is every company is now putting in these age verification checks which require ID or biometric data, which, as we're seeing unfold in real time rapidly, leads to just basically control and mass surveillance. That's the entire underlying motive behind all of it. It's not about protecting kids. It's not about making sure kids aren't getting access to like dangerous social media, you know, content or anything like that. It is all about getting more of your information so they can monitor you more effectively. It's not a conspiracy. It is just right in your face censorship, control, and mass surveillance. And YouTube now taking this step is extremely concerning. And obviously, as everyone's pointing out, it is not going to be 100% accurate. I would be shocked if it's even close to 50% accurate. Break this shit down to its bare butt cheeks real quick. If it's going to be like making these guesses off of like the content you're watching or your searches, there is so much wiggle room for error. Because like, let's say you watch an anime, you know, trailer or something. I imagine YouTube would probably put that into like a cartoon bin, which would then be falling under like a under 18 bin, which would be a strike against you. What if you like misspell something in the searches? Like what if you accidentally make a typo? Does that make them think that you might be a kid as well? Or what about something like autoplay? Like let's say you put on like a real adult video, you look at fucking day trading tutorials, but it autoplays to something else, which is like making slime or some shit, because YouTube's recommended algorithm is fucking wild.
That's true.
Like you could easily just be flagged as an under 18 account, and then, well, if you want to keep using your account and have access to all the content and features that you've been used to, you're gonna need to fork over that ID, or at least show us your face. Give us some of that sweet, sweet biometric data currency, please. And I hope...
Bro, they're gonna... Yo, imagine like they ask for like a face photo and you send them a picture of your balls. Like you legit just like grab your shit, lift the shaft up, balls hanging, and you just take a selfie and you send that shit to the YouTube people. Scrotum shot. Bro, I'm gonna send them a shot of my scrotum and gooch combo. You say I'm gonna be on the list? I'm gonna be like, yo, is this grown enough for you? You want my ID? Is this grown enough for you? Whole ball sack scrotum. Oh shit, with the gooch combo. I'll show you grown.
You'll say no. That is not something you should ever be comfortable with giving any company. It is a
Hell
big
no, they're not
and
getting my
there
ID.
needs to be something done about this. It is truly out of control now, and it's here coming to YouTube. So, yep, just another concerning act of censorship and surveillance here, and it's not just overseas anymore. That's really about it. So yeah.
Crazy, man. You said they're gonna leak my pic? Hey, man, that's fine. If I have a ball pic floating around the internet, I ain't gonna be mad at it, bro. My age check shows I'm not old enough to use Spotify. My account was deactivated. What should I do? If your account was deactivated due to an inaccurate age estimation, you can look for an email in your inbox to reactivate your account within 90 days of activation. Bro, I'm telling you, the second I get hit with this shit...
I mean, realistically speaking, that's not illegal to do. There comes a risk with asking for IDs. Plus the government watches us masturbate anyway. Game is game.
Oh shit, I see Nep Nep. Nep Nep sent me the video. He's in the SummerSlam shit. My bro Nep Nep in the SummerSlam
UK has a
stadium.
weird grip on social media companies to make them abide by their laws.
Bro,
For more than a decade now,
in the
anyone who's
SummerSlam
paid
stadium.
attention, their
I'm
government
jelly,
has already
bro.
been arresting and sending police to people for their posts being against their main party
Oh
politics.
man, you're gonna enjoy
Now
that
with
shit.
these bills passed, they are going full mass censorship and mass surveillance on their populace. The most confusing part out of all this is the fact they did while passing a law to now let 16-year-olds vote.
What? What? UK has now a grip on social media, making it abide by their laws for the decade who paid attention. The government has already arresting, right, and sending police to people for their posts being against what? And now the bills passed are going to full mass censorship and mass surveillance on their populace. Bro, this shit sounded like, aren't they doing that in China? The most confusing part of all this is the fact that they were passing a law to now let 16-year-olds vote. What?